empty and filled, all in the same breath, broken and mended, all with the same thread. Poverty and paradise exist in the same place. Wherever you come from, we all need the same grace. I crossed the ocean. I was tangled in my tech and distractions, unknown emotions, out of touch with my heart and its functions. For long I've lived in the poverties that come with our wealth. No time and space to climb the race deep in the story of self, where clouds hang like fog around my own little orbit. Feel like the center of the universe, I'm so important. But stories can dethrone us from unhelpful heights, make the rich poor, give the blind back sight. So I went to listen, sat on floors. I had little to offer, but I was welcomed, hospitality the constant posture. And I heard stories that emptied and filled me, all in the same breath. I was broken and mended, all with the same thread. I can imagine living life in the mountains where sights can take away breath. But this isn't the reason your son is gasping for breath. 3 years old, he's struggling with asthma instead. And the beauty of a place that is rural, remote, can also strangle your hope if your throat inhales and chokes. And so, you pack what you can carry on backs. 2 days walk to seek medical help. And the place you called home becomes the home you have left. Yet you will scratch a new life upon the dust where you step. 14 years later, this white boy sits on the van, the smell of sunscreen and sanitizer thick on my hands. And as I survey new life that has been built across years, and in some very small way I'm connected to this story of his, well, that can flip your worldview upside down in an instant. Next social media post feels insignificant when you sit in the company of people so resilient. Like between her home and her school, the monsoons leave landslides, and people cross this river dodging the landmines, caught between nations, seeking basic salvation, building lives in extreme poverty and yet still building lives. Man, it feels like there's a bunch of logs in my eyes. The backstory for me starts around 11 years ago. I picked up a picture of a girl who was 7 or so, and I decided to share a fraction of my privilege. Years later, as my feet walk a trail through a village, I don't see a child on the other side of the lens. I see a young woman, I see an old friend, and across language and culture, we are somehow connected. Our very different lives in Christ intersected. And my neighbors are not just next door on my street. I have neighbors on other continents I am yet to meet, but they are made in the image of God just like me. I am made in the image of God just like she. He is made in the image of God just like we. We are made in the image of God. Do you see?